First, we start with a double whammy because, you see, I have this mask that I love, but I do a double whammy because I have the mask. But underneath, I have these patches from Patchology. Sometimes I sleep with them, and I'm under the impression that because they dry, I don't swell as much because it kind of like, you know, sticks to it. And even if I swell everywhere else, it doesn't swell there. So maybe this is psychological and I'm crazy, but I like to do it and I think it works for me at least. My grandmother taught me not to wash my face in the morning because then you take off all the good oils that your skin works so hard all night, you know, to have. This is the rose water. God knows what's in here. The beauty sandwich, of course. What I do next is I take a really light cream, and I'm using this one by Charlotte Tilbury. It's called Magic Water. I'm very lucky because I have this grandmother who was obsessed with beauty and knew all kinds of tricks. She actually made her own creams. She told me to do this when you put it, and then also to put it behind your hands, the leftovers. And then I'm using this Sisley for the eyes. I do like this. Grandmother tip. She was obsessed with it. I put it on the lips. If I'm extra dry, I use this other one. And I even keep it in my purse. My lips get really dry. I try to take really good care of them. And sometimes if I feel like I have a lot of like glitter, which I do, I use this by La Mer. It's a treatment. And when I'm doing movies, I use this other one that it's like a weird oily thing. I put it where I have this wrinkle here, you know. But this you can also put after you put the makeup, like when I'm working and it's like hours of work and the makeup starts getting cakey or strange, I put it on top of the makeup and it doesn't make it uneven or anything. I don't know what it does, but it really helps, especially under the eyes. Okay, now let's put the makeup on. I use as a base, because as you can see, it's with age especially, the color is not very even, you see? So I need something that looks natural, but that covers. That's been very hard for me, also to find the right color. So what I use, and you cannot see the number because I've used it so much, is this beautiful skin foundation. You will see that it looks pretty natural. You have to make sure that you put it also all the way in your neck. And you know what? Before I did my old therapy prime, when I was doing this, the skin was rolling up, all the extra skin was so depressing to put the creams in the neck and this hanging part. But now it's a little bit better, less depressing. You still need to make sure that everything is even. Now this is natural darkness in my eyes. I kind of like it. It was not like that when I was younger, but I don't try to even it out too much. I mean, I let it be, you know, I kind of like it. It's like natural eyeshadow that the years have gifted me. I'm gonna go over the parts where you still see all the dots and things and imperfections because the skin is not even. This is for like hardcore, huh? This is the Mario. I tap it so that it stays in the place and then I bring it down. I tap it, tap, 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 tap. When I don't need like that heavy coverage, which normally I do, I use this old trick, the touche éclair. I use number 3 because it's lighter. With this one, you put it where you just need it. It looks like I eat chocolate shake while I was drunk or something. So you let it dry and then we're gonna go like this. Let me now do this part. This is a very natural one. Merit always does the things that are very natural. Okay, just put it here. But if you need, you know, like an extra kind of punch in specific places, then I use this Victoria Beckham. So instead of putting here the dark, which everybody does, so what I do is actually put it super high. I'm gonna even it out as I do the eye makeup anyway, and then I go up. I do practically all my makeup with my hands. The warmth also of the fingers help, and I can control that. I use this thing. It's this gel, okay? You have to be careful. Look at this. It's like transparent, but it has little freckles of something. I put it in, and then you kind of let it dry a little bit, okay? I love the texture because it's so natural. I bring it actually down. This one is very stubborn. Let's put some more Mario. It's not a permanent resident in my face. So for the eyebrows, I just use this brush that has color, and look how I try to make them straight. Okay, now we're gonna do the eyes. I've been doing makeup since I was 13. I was even doing the makeup for my friends' sisters. But now that everybody loves makeup and there's so much of it and so excited, so many toys, I realized that for me, my look is, I don't want to look overproduced. Everybody is too overproduced and they look gorgeous. But that's not the look I want for myself. I also want to do makeup that is practical and fast. So Victoria Beckham invented these pencils for the eyes. And I love them because they just have the perfect shimmer and there's always like a little color. And I find them very sexy and very easy to put on. Look at this. I think it blends better with the finger. So we're gonna call this session finger makeup. Then at the base, I'm just gonna use this one that is actually not black. It's kind of like a gray purpley. And then for underneath, I use this more like golden color. So it's not harsh again. And they all have a little bit of glitter in it, which also makes it softer. I love these pencils. This one is by Charlotte. Then we're gonna curl. I try to angle it like this so that the end goes up. For me, this is good. But if you want to make it more wow, you can take something that it's more glittery and with a little bit of color. This I don't use my finger because I don't want the glitter all over my finger, because then there's parts of the face where I am opposed glitter when you age, because it picks the light in a way that any bump or imperfection, which I have to say, I put it in the crease so that when you blink, it's really nice to see it. But as you see, I did not use a color that is like the typical highlight that is super bright. I used a color that has the je ne sais quoi, but it's still not too bright, so that it gives you this mysterious look. Then I use this highlighter, not because it's lighter, but because the texture makes it more interesting. It's kind of like activates the other ones. So what I do is I go really close and I kind of tap it like that. You know, I can do this without looking. Look, I can do this just by the feeling. You have to feel it on your skin. I'm not looking at the camera. I can do this in the kitchen. I can do my makeup with lights. Is that just do it by feeling the blush. And as you get older, I thought, when I saw like faces that were going like this, you know, that there were holes and stuff, I thought it was because people were putting fillers, you know, and then it was the imperfection of the filler. Guess what? No, it happens naturally. Because I don't put fillers, and I get it. Anyway, this I do different than most people. So I put the powder first. This is magical. Look, the lack of the shimmer makes things flatter. Look how much better it looks what we did. You need to be good to do what I'm about to do, huh? Usually, powder is hard to mix with other things, so you have to have the perfect touch. I am going to correct again, extra. So Victoria Beckham does this other thing that it's very light, so it's easier to mix. I use this other powder to contour on top of the other powder. Normally I do this with music. You see how uneven it is? You see what I meant? And now I'm gonna use this blush that I love. Then I put a little bit of this again, all the way down here, not anywhere close to the danger areas. Subtle, very subtle. You take something that is more like a tint. Next step. Next step. When you take a Kleenex, you open it in two. You want another color on the lips? I love this one. What is the name? It's Nikki. This will make it last longer. So I like to combine two. They last longer when you put a couple. Okay, now I took this thing out because I also do makeup on the hair. I do not dye my hair. But if you choose not to dye your hair and you have the white, like I do, but sometimes they are rebels, you know, they go like this, or sometimes you don't want the white. I use mascara. I use this other one. And then I just do this, and it keeps it out of your face. You see, you have to change your makeup and beauty routine as you get older. Sometimes you go, oh, I don't look good, and I did all my makeup, and I hate the way I look. Change the makeup, because maybe what worked before, it's not working now. So it's good to be adventurous, creative, and try to have fun while you're doing it. So this doesn't only kind of cover them, I don't want to cover them all, but it keeps them on place, okay? You can actually manipulate your hair a little bit when it's wet and put your products, which I'm not putting any right now. Touch your face, touch your hair, touch yourself. It's all about the connection you have with yourself, and it's